Let's have a conversation.
I'm just like, this is all way too much. It's so stupid.
Shout out all my dogs at the crib. 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 Shout out all my dogs at the crib.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mindful Reality, the channel that covers reality TV from a mental health perspective. 1 second. Yeah, for those who expected me on here earlier, sorry about that. Ooh, I played that dangerous game of Let's Take a Nap again. And wow. So to recap how my last, I guess, 48 hours, 24 hours went, is that yesterday I left work and then I went out to Manhattan to go to this event. The second time that I've been there. It's a fibroids awareness event. Yeah, I went out there. It probably ended about midnight or so. Probably got home like 1:30 in the morning. And then I had to be up really early because taking one of my clients to court. And that took about, I want to say, in its entirety, probably about 6 hours. And then from the courtroom, I went to the office, and that was and then I was in the office for about 3 to 4 hours. And then I came home. I was still doing office work in my house. And then I was up. Really, I probably should have gone on when they had that special, because the Friday special gave the look back episode, and I hate those episodes, so I wasn't really interested in anything that the episode was giving me. But yeah, shortly after that is when I fell asleep, and then I just woke up probably 30 minutes ago. But I promised y'all a stream, and normally I would just be like, you know what, I missed it today, so I would just do it sometime the next day. But it's Friday at this point, so I was like, you know what, well, now it's Saturday technically in my time zone. But the point of me saying that is that I don't have work tomorrow or today or tomorrow, so it's cool. Hey Ed, stage. Hi Tricity. I'm curious who Lauren put up. All right. So, okay. So, this is going to be a super short recap. Okay, so yesterday's episode, I was able to catch half of the episode while I was at the event, because it was during a time when there wasn't much going on. I wish I had my headphones with me, so I wasn't able to really hear it too much, but I put the captions on my phone, and I was able to watch about half of the episode yesterday with captions. So we had the blockbuster. Now, for the blockbuster competition, it was a puzzle. The competitors, the people that were on the block yesterday, were Amy, Will, and Adrian. So when I saw that it was a puzzle, I said to myself, well, a puzzle pretty much levels the playing field. So any one of them could win. I was looking at my guy Will, like, are you even trying? Because that puzzle was not even close to completion. Um, I don't know. Amy was doing okay, I guess, but Adrian smoked them on that puzzle, and I'm like, So Adrian won the puzzle. Adrian gets himself off the block, and that leaves Amy versus Will as the two nominees. So out of the three nominees that not Vince, that Jimmy had to originally pick, the one that remained on the block was Amy. Wait, no, Amy was the replacement. Will was the replacement. You know what? Keanu was an original pick. He got off the block. Keanu got off the block. Kelly was an original pick. She got off the block. Was Will the third pick? I can't even remember now. No, Will was a replacement pick. Who was the third? Oh, Keanu, Kelly, and who was his third? Who was the third pick? Slipping my mind right now. Keanu and Kelly, and it was somebody. Was it Adrian? Was Adrian the third pick? Because if Adrian was the third pick, that means that all three of Jimmy's original picks removed themselves from the block via competition. And then they went with they voted for one of the two replacement picks. I think that was what happened, as a matter of fact. Hey, Chocolate, you made it. Welcome. Where are we here? I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to catch up to where the comments were, to where my last comment that I put up is. All right. If you're referring to the special, I totally agree. The special was boring, Ed. Um, hey Vicky, what's up? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, so the board, I thought it was Adrian. So the board was wiped of the original three people that Jimmy picked to go on the block, and he had two of his replacements duking it out, and the group chose to eliminate Amy with a unanimous vote. The first unanimous vote of the season of 13-0. Amy gets voted out. Amy goes home. After Amy goes home, Lauren wins the HOH. So I said, hey, Lauren wins the HOH, and she's going to shake things up, hopefully. And Lauren does not shake things up. Lauren cries like, "Oh my God, I don't want to be HOH." She's all torn up and broken up about that. And then so then she makes her picks to go on the block, and she puts all the same people on the block. She put Kelly, who inexplicably volunteered again. She put Will. Who was the third one? Keanu, Will, and who? Somebody help me out. Who was the third one? I just looked at it right before I got on here. Hold on, let me open this up. I didn't take notes. I suck without my notes. Sorry, I sucked. That's a Matt season 25 quote. Sorry, I sucked, guys. Okay. Keanu, Will, and Kelly. Oh, I did say Kelly. Okay, so I did get all of them. I said Kelly first. Yeah, I said Keanu, Will, and Kelly. Keanu, Will, and Kelly. Those are the noms. So Keanu's not a surprising nom because everybody wants Keanu out. I think it's pretty much understood at this point in time that Keanu is going up. Keanu is going up pretty much almost every time unless he wins. I think that's what it is. Um, Will is just like an easy selection. The easy selection that's gonna make the least amount of waves type of thing, as I thought he would probably end up being eventually, but he's already that this early. And then Kelly volunteering herself. I don't understand what's wrong with this lady. Oh well, you put me up and I can just win my way down. Like, don't volunteer to get yourself on the block. But who am I? I'm just a person watching on my couch. What do I know? Y'all need to leave Will alone. He fought for this country. For real. I said this in my preview or my prediction video before the season started. I was like, I hope that Will doesn't become that guy on this season who they pick just because he's older than the rest of them. And it's like, okay, this is just an easy person to keep putting up. But we're already seeing that happening. So I stand corrected. Let me see. Yeah, Churicity. Yeah, chocolate for real. Sorry, I was reading a Churicity comment as I was put your comment up. He's my favorite male house guest, save the super messy Jimmy. I like Will. I do. Is she getting cocky that she's gonna win everything now? Maybe that's it. Maybe it's some arrogance. Maybe she's got Tucker syndrome. Perhaps. I haven't seen any kind of indication of him being anything like Terrence, unless there's something I missed. But I don't see. He doesn't give me Terrence at all. I like Will. Me too. Amy said she couldn't stand Kelly and thought she was weird. Um, I don't know about Kelly. Like, Kelly's not my favorite player by any stretch of the imagination, but at least from what I've seen, I haven't really seen anything. I just remembered I can turn on the feeds. Yeah, I haven't really seen anything in particular that makes me not like Kelly. I just think that she sucks at the game. Like, when I say sucks at the game, I mean we're week 3 and we're week 3, right? And she's volunteered herself every single week to be on the block. That automatically makes me like, what do you know about this game? Oh, well, we could throw Kelly up because, Kelly kind of likes being on the block. So what difference does it make? We're not ruffling any feathers. She's been there before. It's like a second home to her. Hey, if it makes it any easier for you, I'm going to volunteer. Listen, even if I was a friends or cool with the person who was making the selections, I would let them tell me that I'm going on the block. So in other words, if they said to me like, Mark, I'm sorry, I explored all my different options and I talked to everybody, and unfortunately, like, it's coming down to probably you're the person that I'm gonna have to put up, but you're a pawn, whatever. I might, at most, I would be like, listen, I strongly don't want to take the risk of being on the block, but do what you have to do. That's kind of where I would be with it. The reason I stopped talking is because I turned on the feed, so Amy's right, but I like Kelly drama. No, he's not Terrence at all. Yeah, I haven't seen Terrence from him at all. That was funny, and that was impromptu. A lot of times Julie makes jokes and they aren't funny, but that one was actually, I think it wasn't even the joke, it was just the fact that Julie doesn't make jokes and she tried to make a joke, and I found that so hilarious. Adrian told Kelly about herself tonight. Oh, really? Oh, I think I saw like a clip of that. Who is this talking right now? I'm seeing Kelly, Adrian, and Vince in the kitchen. There goes Morgan. Is that Morgan? I'm changing the feed. I'm changing the camera. I don't like Vince that much, to be honest with y'all. I'm not the biggest Vince fan. All right. Ha! Who's she talking about? Ava said, "How are you gonna hate from the HOH room, from outside the HOH room? You can't even get in." I can only see Ava. I think Ava is talking to Morgan, I want to say. Terrence turned evil as hell on season 24. He sure did. Hey, hi DM Rocks. Did you see when Mickey and Morgan were talking strategy? And yeah, and Mickey told her, I'm passing gas, I'm passing gas. Unless I'm thinking of something else, but I saw that. I saw one of those. Who seemed a bit fake? Tammy. What's up, Tammy? If Adrian's nearby, you're gonna see some peanut butter nearby. That's for sure. I couldn't stand Terrence either. That's a good call, Ed. I mean, I could definitely see her being America's favorite player, just being somebody who's funny, who's quirky. Her style, I could see her being AFP. I was asleep, but I got bothered. Hey, Cass. I was asleep too. That's why I got on here so late. I don't like Vince at all. Glad I'm not the only one. Yeah, I mean, I said it nicely, but Vince is not really my cup of tea, just to be honest. I don't hate him, but I'm not a fan of him either. Ava and Morgan on stage. Okay, this conversation is not meaningful. They're not really trying to show us. I guess the only meaningful game conversation right now at this moment is Ava and Morgan, and they keep cutting off. What is this? Oh, I accidentally went to some movie with Zach Braff. By the way, did y'all watch Scrubs, the TV show? Because if so, they're rebooting it. Okay, I'm seeing Keanu and Riley are talking outside at the pool. He didn't have to do that. No, yeah, 100%. And if I told anybody outside of us six that would destroy his game. Scrubs is getting a reboot. Destroy his game. I'm trying to see what Keanu's talking about. So, that is, that's a huge trust move. So he obviously. Does Keanu ever wear pants? I'm still asking that same question. Which means that they're trying to get me to put him up. Like, hold on. Oh yeah, you know how it is. Yeah. Also, there's a huge fucking listen as like Ava. Does he ever wear pants? Like, I'm just wanting to know. I got this fucking win tomorrow, bro. I know, man. I'm just wanting to know, like, bro. This shit's crazy, man. How differently people treat you when you won the veto last week. All of a sudden, hey. He's always got on some short shorts. It was a weird experience. That's funny. That's hilarious. Yeah. I don't like Keanu either. Keanu and Vince. Oh, I don't like Keanu. I don't like Keanu or Vince. Yeah, I like Ashley. I think Ashley has overplayed her hand a little bit, but I like that she's gaming. I do like that she's gaming. Hey Ma, I didn't see whatever your comment was, but I see that a couple people said hi. So Keanu and Cowboy, that's what I was just watching. Then it went to a "We'll be right back" screen. Yeah, that's what I'm on right now. We'll be right back. No, I know him and Zay. You could put both their outfits together, and you might still have halfway to the knee length shorts between the fabric on their two shorts. Yeah, I guess she's probably been a little bit too cliquey at this point. She needs to start working on other people in the house because, should she find herself back on the block, she could be on the wrong side of the votes because there was never actually a vote for her due to the fact that she got herself off the block. So she doesn't necessarily know where she stands. Like, I think she's feeling a little comfortable, but I believe that she needs to get some insurance. Because there are people in the house who literally just don't like her. Zach, Ava, and Mickey are probably the ones in the best spot. I could probably agree with that. Zach, Ava, and Mickey. I'd probably put them, if I had to put those ones in order, I'd probably say Mickey, then Ava, and then Zach. That's what I would rank them if I had to rank them right at this moment in terms of safety. I like Zach. I've liked Zach from the beginning, and I still like Zach. I think Zach is. I almost want to say, in some senses, that Zach gives me a little bit of Xavier vibes. I do. That's kind of how I feel about Zach. Yes, he does, and it's like I keep forgetting about that, and I don't think y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Zach ever told anybody about what his 10K can do. Like everybody knows that he got 10K, but I don't believe that he actually let anybody know. Here's what I can do with my $10,000. And that makes him super duper smart, because imagine he gets close to jury and then somebody is like, you know what, we got to take a shot at the big dog. And then they're like, we got to take that shot at Zach. And then all of a sudden they get a surprise and Zach pays them to get himself off the block. And then somebody else has to get nominated. I don't like that he's running his mouth to one. So Zach was told about Mickey's power. That's what I want to know. Someone told Zach about Mickey's power. Oh yeah, that reminds me though. The one thing that I didn't like about Mickey is the fact that she didn't keep her power to herself. It's one thing if the power was like an already activated power. If it was like something that was just automatically, you find it and you get to use it, then I'm like, I still wouldn't think it was the best idea. Oh, it's back on.
Yeah, no chance in the game winner. So like, I know that sucks for you because I know you like her, but game wise, she's got to go, dude. Because she don't talk any game to anybody, bro. Even Jimmy told me he don't talk game to her. I mean, Lauren told me she don't talk game. Rachel's still in the house. Yeah, I know, but she's alone right now. Yeah, but she is like reeling, and she's not really alone. She's I know she's a number for them, but like she is not the face of anything.
Keanu is saying that Rachel is alone in the house.
As soon as Amy left. I don't think Catherine's a threat. I don't think she's a threat either, but I think Rachel would be way. Well, I'll put them three up, and then if one of them were to take.
Wow, Keanu is telling Riley that Catherine has got to go. Why are you telling the person who likes her the most about this? Are you stupid?
Rachel would make me a Morgan. Yeah, no, I know, but if one of them comes down, I gotta nominate somebody. Yeah, I would rather nominate Rachel and give her only one chance to get out than she was trying to cheat. I know. That's crazy, bro. They didn't kick her out, bro. That's wild, bro. And I looked too. She was writing notes. Yeah, she was writing on these things. Did you see? I see the notes and take the card. Yeah, I was looking where she wrote all the numbers and shit. Like
Keanu is telling Riley, or Keanu and Riley are saying that Rachel was trying to cheat on the HOH comp.
Bro, we're cool on my end. I mean, I really like it. Like, I don't see.
It will literally not be able to be used if the HOH is able to guess who has the power. And I feel like I said, if 4 or 5 people already know about it, then
fuck up the jury for someone else. Then we're good. smart, bro. Because she will definitely, like, whoever she wants to win out of those final two, she will advocate for them.
He heard her voice when they bumped into each other. Oh yes, I do know that, but
we're good. You know what I mean? We just keep diminishing her power to manipulate people.
I just don't get why it's all Lauren. I know he likes her.
Absolutely.
Saving it for Keanu HOH. If he gets that far.
I just have to continuously win HOH.
Keanu said, I just have to continuously win HOH. Zach is still down for a showmance if he can get one with Lauren. He won't. Like, that would actually be a surprise to me at this point. If Zach and Lauren ended up together in this game, I would be surprised about that, to be honest with you. Not only is Keanu not self-aware, he's totally unaware. That's a fact. And he has terrible game reads. Keanu has terrible game reads. That's just the truth of the matter.
Yeah, she's smart, bro. Yeah, she's smart.
I want to see if Sari is still available.
I think it's funny as fuck.
Sari.
Casey. She's funny, bro. Who? Casey.
Riley's talking about Casey right now.
She competes. Yeah, it was cool to meet her. Yeah, that was badass. I mean, very briefly, but you know, now her and I at least have that moment together. So, like, you know, when I get out of here, I'm for sure I got to buy her beer or some shit. Yeah. I don't know if she drinks or not, but at least lunch. Oh, definitely. She looked like she drank. And I heard she's from San Diego. Yeah. That's sick. One of my trainers.
Keanu is talking about.
Yeah, she plays. Give me a reason if I can go out there. She plays pro football. Does she still? Yeah.
Keanu is talking about when he gets out of the house, he wants to get Casey a beer, or he wants to get her a beer or lunch or whatever.
Yeah, she's a pro football player now. No shit, bro. That's a long ass prime. Fuck. Yeah. When she played Big Brother, she was in her mid-20s, wasn't she? I think so, yeah.
She was not in her mid-20s when she played Big Brother. Season 20 was like, she's my age, first of all, so her season was,
Yeah, she did. I gotta do myself tomorrow.
23. So her season was like, 8 years ago? So, what, maybe she was like 29, 30? Something like that.
Yeah.
He complained about Morgan to Ashley. What? What complaint did he have to Ashley about Morgan? That goes crazy. Yes, I'll be watching that. August 17, I think. Survivor, the Australia versus the World one. Yes, that's about what my math got me. Ava is better at this game than I thought she was gonna be. Oh yeah, that's what happened. I was looking up this booking site for booking stuff from Sari, and it says like she's not available right now, so maybe she's decompressing a little bit and disconnecting from the fans. But I would love to get Sari on this channel, and it's not gonna happen just by reaching out. She's another one where I would definitely have to pay to get her on the channel. But I would.
So why? Yeah, mystery. Yeah, but everything had something to do with the veto. So I think it has something to do with the veto. I just don't know what.
You wanted some girl advice. Lauren is so blah to me. Like if I had a choice between Lauren and Morgan, I'm riding with Morgan. That's me personally. I have not seen anything about Lauren that interests me. Shoot. Lauren does not interest me as a person. Why do you feel bad for Cody? And I thought the winner's circle hasn't been a thing for like 2 years now. I thought winner's circle disbanded. They restarted it again because I remember last year there was no winner's circle. I wonder if something happened because they were far from distant yesterday. They were like all over each other yesterday. You missed a day of fees, and how does this happen? Somebody tell me what happened between Zach and Morgan that changed their status because they were like lovebirds yesterday. Yeah, but even before he was doing his true crime thing, he and Cody stopped doing Winner Circle like a long time ago. I think the last time the two of them covered a season together was like season 25. I want to say season 25 was the last time they did that. But they're still friends as far as I know. They're still close. I'm loving the friendship between Morgan and Ava. I really am. I'm I'm loving Ava, period. I love the fact that to get a standing room audience with Ava, that you gotta be, hold on. What is this? I love the fact that to have a meeting with Ava, you gotta meet her at her bunk. She's like, I don't do meetings unless you come to my bunk bed and talk to me from the bunk bed. I find that amazing and hilarious. There was a winner circle. Let me see. I gotta see for myself because they said that they were done with the winner circle. So this would be a restart. Winner circle. Well, oh, they went back to the pool. That's what that is. I was like, what's that noise? Winner circle. Yeah, this was their first. No, this was not an active thing. This was their first winner circle in 7 months. Wait a minute. Yeah, this is still what I have seen before. This is This is Cody doing Winner Circle by himself. Yeah, this is not. I guess when I said there's no winner circle, I meant there's no winner circle as in what the winner circle was, which was a podcast, a vlog that Derek and Cody were doing together. And then they had added Tiffany as their feeds person. So that doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, all of this. This is why I stopped watching. Because I'm looking at this and it was just. I loved the winner circle with the two of them. I don't care for the winner circle with just Cody. And I like Cody. But he can't. To me, he doesn't carry that well by himself. It looks like he still gets a pretty good amount of views, though, so good for him. Where are we? Enzo level social game. That's an interesting comparison. She went to the HOH this morning. Mimi, well, I said Mimi because I was thinking of Mimi. I was going to say Ava on the bunk bed gives Mimi in the storage room to me. That's why I think it's so funny. I was watching both of them at the same time. That's how I know. He was still doing both, but then he had his own show in addition to the other, and there's a potential reboot of Missing Person show. Available, I assume available is Ava. Is in the middle. No threat to anyone, but that's now. Watch out later. I mean, it's early. It's early. We don't know where she could end up. It's still early. I like the way Mickey thinks. Because Mickey is thinking about who she wants to be in jury with already. She's not a week by week person. She's a planner. I really like that. I need Derek in the mix. Yeah. I used to watch Secret Alliance. I keep forgetting to reach out to Hannah. I keep saying I'm gonna reach out to Hannah and I don't do it, but I need to. Not even for my channel necessarily, because the last 2 or 3 times I saw her, she told me she doesn't have the time, but just to say hi. Ava is laying low and soaking in the knowledge of everyone. Yes. She's someone who they'd be surprised at how much she knows about what's happening in the game. I'm a true crime junkie, though, so I'm very up to date on his true crime stuff. He said he loves BB but wanted to focus on cases now. He's like, that's his calling. They're talking about Jimmy right now, and Mickey is saying he needs to go. I think what Ava is trying to say here is like, yes, I like Jimmy, but game wise, she'd be willing to let him go if needed. I think that's essentially what she's saying right now. That's probably why I like Ava, because that's how I am. Like, a bunch of stuff could be going on around me, right? And people just kind of assume that I'm just there. When in all actuality, I am taking in everything. But I will only use that information if needed. Knowledge is power, people. If everyone is willing to come and give you the information, it's just like last week when I saw everybody going to Will. It doesn't necessarily mean that Will's gonna win the game or anything like that, but it does mean if Will ever finds himself in a position where he thinks he's on the wrong side of the vote, he will have information to be able to use against the person who's sitting next to him. Because that's what I would do. Right. I agree. I think the observers tend to do well. Info is currency, the honey buns of Big Brother. I agree, Ed. Info is definitely currency in Big Brother. Now, unfortunately, Mimi proved to us that in order to use your currency, you have to win a little bit. So hopefully Ava and Morgan don't find themselves in a position where they sit around talking strategy all day and neither of them win a comp. Especially Ava. Because Mimi had terrific reads on the game, but when it came down to it, the lack of comp wins is really what was her downfall. You don't need a lot, but you need a couple of them. You need at least a couple. At least I would say you need at least maybe 2 HOHs under your belt. You can win with social game if you have a couple of wins. Who told Lauren that she should put up Mickey and Morgan? Zach? Is that Zach? Mickey said that if it's between Keanu and Kelly, that they should send Kelly home first over Keanu. I can understand that logic. Because Kelly is kind of showing herself to be very strong with comps. Nikki was like, Kelly is very sharp mentally, and her chances of losing a blockbuster comp is low, but mentally, Keanu is like basically you don't have the same concerns for Keanu. That's funny. Mickey is asking what Ava thinks about Morgan. Hey, Jazz Lady. Ava doesn't trust Morgan. She's kind of saying that she's indifferent to Morgan. That's what it sounds like. Yeah, Ed was just saying potentially America's favorite player, and I said I could see that. Yes, although Mimi had a good read, but her social game wasn't great either. I'm hearing Ashley may also have a crush on Zach. I don't get it with off ladies. I mean, Zach is a good-looking guy. I don't know. You need someone who's dusty. Like maybe dusty's the wrong word. You need somebody who's like rugged and out there and strange. That's the type of person that you think is the type of guy to have a crush on. Cass. Still. If Ava is still talking about Morgan, then it's clear that she doesn't really like Morgan like that. I guess so. I don't feel like I'm really well rested. I feel like I haven't gotten good rest all week, but I fell asleep again like about 20 minutes before I was going to go live. And then I woke up, got on live now. And surprisingly, I've had a good solid 10 people or so that got on with me. I think you have to have at least one strong part, social comps, in addition to strategy. But I think it's proven it could be either. Well, not since I've been watching, because, well, let's see. Season 26, I mean, Chelsea was fairly good at comps, and she was very good at strategy. Season 25, Jag was extremely good at the comps. He won so many comps. Season 24, I guess you could say that Taylor won it with mostly social game, but she also did have to win a few comps. 23, Xavier definitely was a combination. He was an all-around player. Strategy and comps. Social game. 22, Cody was a little bit of everything. I don't know. Where's the Catherine fans? I'm not a fan of Catherine. It's funny. Catherine, I would say, is very good looking, but her personality is just. Cam is probably a Catherine fan. He's fit, that's it. I don't like his face, and his personality is cardboard. I don't think anyone is gonna pipe up Ed. I'm not a cat fan. Who's in Florida? You're talking about Ed? I don't think I've got good rest in the last decade. Nobody is except Riley. She looks like she's taking a mugshot every second. All right. Let's see something. Hello from the other side. I have a fitness competition in 6 hours from now. Why I'm up, nobody knows. Your guess is as good as mine. And I haven't exercised in a long time. So, strike one and strike two. My goal is to just get through this competition without dying. They're going to sleep. Not Mickey with the wedgie. Somebody in production likes Nikki because I don't know if y'all been catching these angles they've been getting of her.
Yeah, you can do it again.
Oh, speaking of Catherine, is that who he's talking to right now? I think so. Yeah, I can hear the annoying voice already. It's gotta be.
The days leading up to yesterday, certain people were like talking to me a little less and already acting a little different. It's because Lauren's HOH. Yeah. And I'm like,
they're having a conversation.
Weird, like,
we switched from Mickey and Ava to Riley and Catherine. Oh no, I'm not in Florida. I'm in New York. I hadn't been to Florida once ever until. When was my first time in Florida?
I don't give a fuck about anything, to be honest. I ain't scared of shit in this fucking house, to be honest. There's a bunch of fucking, it's just a bunch of kids in this motherfucker.
it's just game stuff.
It's game stuff, but I'm a competitor.
Riley is telling Catherine, I'm not scared of anything in this effing house. I'm not scared of anything.
Yeah.
And it's just a bunch of kids in the house. Like, how old is Riley? I don't know how old Riley is. Anyways, I hadn't been to Florida until.
It's a pride thing.
I'm not talking about you, Catherine.
No, I'm saying I know, but I'm saying like I feel like I am like spiraling a little bit.
Catherine says she feels like she's spiraling.
I think that you should not.
I don't want spiraling enough to like.
I think that you should not sweat about anything, to be honest.
I want to know what they're talking about. That's why I'm distracted.
I think you should really, like, just don't worry about shit until it happens. You know?
Back in the day, people could win by just comp beasting it out. Yeah. But Jag won by just comp beasting it out. He was terrible at the game in every other aspect. Jag had no social game whatsoever. But I think that they've made the comps.
Oh, hey. Seriously, what tastes just like chocolate milk is that fucking blue?
I think since 25, they made the comps more equitable because of Jag, honestly. Okay, so let me mute this so that I can finish my thought. Let me mute this so I can finish my thought. I hadn't been to Florida until, what year was that? I want to say 20. Ooh, I think this was before COVID. 2018 or so. I went to Miami for a destination wedding. 20 and then 2018. When was the second time I went to Miami? I went to Florida. 2021. Oh, no. 2019. I went to Florida, but it was brief. I went on a cruise. I stayed in Tampa for a night. And then from Tampa, we drove to Orlando. The cruise left from Orlando. That was the second time I was there, but that's really in a technical sense because I was in Tampa for like one day. I went to the mall in Tampa. That's nearby the airport, and then we were in Orlando for like a couple hours. And then that was it. And then that was 2019. 2021, I went to Palm Beach, Florida for a race. And then that same year, I think that same year, I went to 2021. I think I went to Orlando at towards the end of that year, and I did stay in Orlando for a weekend, and then I went back to Miami in 2023. So what does that make? The technical trip to Tampa and Orlando, one. That was my first time in Florida. Oh, that was my second time in Florida. The destination wedding, that trip where ended up going on the cruise, Palm Beach, Miami again. Orlando. I went to Orlando. And yeah, I think about five or six trips that I've made to Miami from 2018 to now. Yeah. Compies usually isn't my favorite gameplay unless the person is targeted and is winning to survive.
I'm not gonna chew.
It'll get better.
I'm just gonna take it like a pill.
This Riley and Catherine conversation is like watching paint dry. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And then drink water.
I don't know. I don't know if you're aware that Kara lives in Florida, so that could be the reason why you thought the event was in Florida. Funny thing is, what's her name? Cara was just asking me about that yesterday. She was just like, "Do you go to any of the other events, like other places?" And I was like, "Nope, I don't." Because I think that she thought I was like a traveling super fan. Because some of these people, when they have challenge events or Big Brother events, they're going to California, they're going to Houston, and they're going wherever the events are at. They're just going and traveling, get a hotel, stay there, blah blah blah. Me, I go when it's here. I see her when she comes here. I see them. I see all of them when they come here. The furthest I've gone for any reality TV event is Philly. Philly for Big D's party. Philly for a challenge event. And have I gone anywhere else aside from Philly and New York? No. Philly is the furthest. Although in October, like my September October schedule is so super tight. But I really want to go to Detroit and meet Wes. That's more of a money thing though than a schedule thing. If I had the money, I'd be able to just pop in there for 2 days and just go just for the event and leave. Because even though my schedule is tight, it's not like it's impossible for me to fly in there. It's just that those tickets are like $150, and I would have to pay for my hotel, maybe a car. It's just a lot. It's just a lot to travel out of town, and I don't feel like reality TV events are worth it as well. And Wes is the only person that I have above Kara in terms of my favorite challenge people, and um, I haven't met Wes, so that's just in terms of my favorite, in terms of just watching on TV. Kara's at the top of that list because I've met her and she's so cool.
I didn't think it was real. She said, "Ow."
I know, right? But layups get to final three also.
I was confused.
What's his name? Who Ed just mentioned earlier? Enzo. Enzo made it to final three. Big D and Azza. Big D was final two and Azza was final three. Victoria was three. Getting to three does not even mean that you're good, to be honest with you. It could, but it doesn't have to. There's plenty of examples of that third person just being there.
And I thought all of that was a dream too. I thought they were all connected.
Wait, Rachel went back into the tournament?
Yeah, that's true. Every season, every player has a different path to winning. So I agree, Cass. I'm glad they make people work to win. And it's not a foregone conclusion that the strongest wins. I totally agree. Yeah, I feel like Jag was just horrible at the game, but it just got to the point where nobody else could win the comps except for mainly just him and Matt. So they were just running the table just simply based on wins at a certain point. That's what I watched the challenge for. I think though people still can come in with the comp strategy. People can come with comp strategy and win sometimes. It can, yeah, it can. Like I said, Jag kind of proves that with the comp strategy, and to an extent, Taylor's season was a very unique season in terms of her win, even though she did get a couple of comps at the end. You stole my number one crown. I want to see the psychological hoops people need to work through. My degree of psychology. That makes so much sense why you like these shows. Well, I don't have a degree in psychology, but just working in the mental health field for like 12 years, I think, I have more than a passing interest in those psychological hoops as well. Cass, you'll always be number one. That's nice of you to say, but no, she won't.
I want is a chocolate bar.
Good night. I love you, Mom. Happy birthday. See you soon. Not soon, though. In October.
At first, I thought you were agreeing that you stole my crown. They just gave it to me. I gave it back. We know it's yours. Who's this we that we're talking about? Oh, Lord, Bowie Jane. Oh, man. I hate to say it, but that was one of my least favorite final threes ever. Like, the last, I told Sari when I saw her, I was like, the last 5 to 6 weeks, especially when it was final five and it was the three of them and Sari and Felicia, that was insufferable. There's a term that comes to mind about what the three of them were doing, but when they were in the room together, but I'm not gonna say it on camera. But that's just the word that comes to mind, or the words that come to mind when I think of the three of them and how much trash they were talking. Janelle was third 2 times. I don't even think that Jag got good. See, whenever I have broken that down with Ed about Jag, there's things that I will give Jag major credit for. Zombie Week. Zombie Week when Cam won. I forget how this went, but oh yes, I remember now. So for Zombie Week, Jag and Jared, not Jag, Cam and Jared were gonna play that competition to determine who stays in the house, but then Cam got to go first, and it was like, no, was it that he got to go first, or was it that he was the only one who went? I think that's what it was. I think that it was that if he won that game that he did, then he stays, and if he loses the game, then he goes. And he got the option to choose whether he plays the game or whether Jared plays the game. So Cam was really good at the comps. So I think that everyone just kind of assumed that Cam was going to win the comp. So Jag was working Cam really hard in a sense of, Cam was going around making those speeches and he was like, well, obviously you guys voted me out. I don't got anyone in the game. I want to work with y'all. And he was trying to figure out, like, if and when I come back in the game, who can I work with? And Jag made him feel really comfortable. And then, Jag made him feel real comfortable. And then Bowie Jane won a comp. She won an HOH. And on her HOH, he got her to get Cam up out of there. But he was the one who directed that. And then from the time Cam was out of the house, that's when he went to work on those comps. So he had like one or two really good social moves, and then he just comped out from there. It's too early. You can say that because most of these people, well, I wouldn't say most, But at least half of the people on here now are not on the Discord. Otherwise, they wouldn't care what you're saying right now. Let's see. It's what you do all the time. We're cut from the same cloth on our interest in the psyche of people. Who's she talking to now? Oh, she's still talking to Riley. They just moved. Oh, they went in the kitchen. Is that the kitchen or the storage room?
Is it on me? Like, did I fucking take it? I'm confused.
I didn't like season 25, period. I liked the first half of season 25. I didn't like the second half. Yeah, I did not enjoy Bowie Jane. I remember when she said she didn't care about the game, period. She was just walking around smiling all day. I think that season, which season, 25? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. But I mean, I think that season 26 had some terrible players. They played the balance game first. Cam won. He had the opportunity to let Jared play, but he chose to play instead and stay in the house. They were a little entertaining for some laughs, but horrible players. I honestly feel like the modern day, I say this all the time, I feel like the modern day Big Brother is not too much of a strategic game overall. Because when I went back and watched older seasons, I was like, there was way more strategy going on back in the day versus now. The modern day player is typically not too strategic. That's why when I hear people say, "Oh, I hated season 23 because it was so boring and predictable," I like when somebody can make a strategy and execute it and stick to it. Like that's maybe I'm different than most people. I know people are like, oh, I like all the different twists and turns, and when random things happen, and when like three people get powers and they can come off the block and just make some wild, crazy thing where they have to adjust. I like the basics, man. You get into the house, you're like, this is my final two, and then I want these certain amount of people to help me get to jury, and then this is the order of who I want to pick off once we get into jury, and then like executing that. I don't know. I'm boring, I guess. I like boring strategies that are well executed. I do. Like this whole random like wherever the wind blows is what my strategy is, and I find a way to win that way. Um Listen, don't get me wrong. I like when somebody maybe didn't have a strategy or their strategy didn't wasn't working out for them, and then they found a way to like adjust mid game and formulate a new strategy or whatever. I do like that. But what I'm saying is I like strategy. I like people to have strategy. And I've had to get used to watching a bunch of people that just do things.
Bobby's like, you misunderstood
Jag was believable. He said, I know how it feels to be on the outs and in need of allies. Let's join up. Then, oh yeah, you're talking about with the Cam part. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That was arguably his best game move. Was fake aligning himself with Cameron, and then getting Bowie Jane to pull the trigger on putting Cam on the block. Because they all knew by that point, if Cam goes back on the block, Cam is out of there. Jack definitely would have had consequences for how he handled the blue eviction and AmeriCorps if literally anyone could win comps. Yeah, nobody was winning comps but them. I like that Dan would tell us what he was doing, then do it. Production may give away your plans if you reveal too much nowadays. That's probably true. I like 23 because I thought it was entertainment. That's my whole thing. I didn't see, when I say boring, I actually didn't find it boring at all. I found season 23 very interesting, and that's the season that got me into Big Brother. I'm not going to say it was the most interesting season, but I liked it better than season 25 and 26. I liked it better than season 22 and 21. Season 26, Chelsea strategically made her way. She did, but overall, that season was very low on strategy for me. I think that T-Core was a strategist, but she had the same problem as Mimi. She didn't win to be able to really. She influenced the game a lot from a social standpoint, but she didn't produce the wins to really, do what she needed to do. My phone is at 6%, so that means I'm gonna go shortly. Jag season especially though. Look at the season. Everyone after that one, I think there's a standout, but that season was a cluster. It picked up big time by jury. Yeah, I think that too. Chelsea was the only one using strategy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She herself was very strategic, but I didn't find it to be a super strategic season. Yeah, my phone went from, it started at 35%, so I'm surprised it's even lasted this long. The Amira eviction was a classic, and the only reason I remember the Amira eviction is because when I was supposed to do that interview with her, I rewatched her episodes, and that Leftovers alliance was one of the best blindsides that I've seen, because she wasn't expecting that at all. By the way, shout out to Amira. I know y'all say that you don't like her, but I like Amira. After meeting her, I'm still in contact with Amira from time to time, and she was recently on Pop the Balloon. So on Pop the Balloon, from the challenge and from Big Brother, we had Josh was on there. Amira was on there. Johnny Bananas was on there. Was there somebody else? Josh, Johnny Bananas, Amira. I feel like there's somebody else that I can't think of, but those three were on there. The one that's on Netflix, the Netflix one, Pop the Balloon Live, that comes on Thursdays. I only watched those episodes because, frankly, I watched some Pop the Balloon. I liked the original YouTube one better than this live one. And I hope whoever made the original is getting paid. I think about those things. All right, maybe an interesting conversation. We have Adrian. Adrian is talking to Kelly. Are they? They're asking if Ava is singing, and then all of a sudden we got a "We'll be right back" screen. That's what made it good. I like the cookout, and they were stealth versus something like the Pretty Boys and BB Can, where they were so obvious, and no one did anything, and they just plowed everyone. Yeah, that's what I felt made it interesting. The fact that they were sneaky. I don't know how somebody can't find it like phenomenal. The fact that nobody realized the cookout was a thing basically until they were sitting in the jury house together. Like, wait a minute, what? Like, they literally did not realize that this was going on. That's what made it so cool to me, no matter how much people are like, oh, it's boring and predictable. It wasn't predictable for the people in the house, because if they could have predicted it, then they would have stopped it. It's like a famous thing. Well, no. I was about to make a comparison, but I realized that the comparison was not a good one, so I just chose not to say it. We have Keanu in the storage room trying to be iconic, probably. They were definitely a good alliance. Underrated. And actually, 2 of the Leftovers members were in the final 3. I can't remember if Monty was in the Leftovers, but definitely Turner and Taylor were part of the Leftovers. I personally don't consider Kylan a vet, but they do throw around the vet term loosely nowadays, so maybe. Like on the challenge, once you've done 2 seasons, they're like, oh, this person is a vet. I'm like, my criteria for vet would probably be at least 5 seasons. I would call somebody a vet after they've done 5 seasons of the challenge. And I think he's done 3, if I'm not mistaken. I know he did that one season that didn't have any original challengers on it. I forgot what that season was called. I know he did that one. World Challenge USA, I think. And then he did I think he was on season 40. And I think he was on one other season, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he was on. Shoot, he was on a 3rd season. I just can't think of it right now. I think he's done 3 seasons. I don't think anyone figured it out. I think they were told. I don't think anyone figured it out on their own. I was hoping no one would find out and wanted it to work. I find 25, the second half, to be more boring. Yeah, the second half of 25 was horrendous. It was horrible and awful put together. Michaela is considered a vet. That's crazy to me. Only the ones evicted before jury knew. And they were told, weren't they? I know Claire was basically told by Tiffany. Alyssa was like the last one out, and she didn't know until she got into jury. Alyssa, Claire. I don't know. Okay, yeah. So 3 leftovers made the final 3. So underrated alliance for 3 of them to make the final 3. It is. It's just like on All Stars. Like they call anyone an All Star once they've been on the challenge twice. At this point.
Where's deep sleep pillow spray? Where's my damn sweater? Sleep hard.
You a vet if you win. He needs to win one.
It's your earliest one yet.
I wouldn't say have to win. Yeah, that's what I say. I would say so. The criteria, right? I would lower the amount of times you've played on the challenge to be considered a vet. This is just me personally. If you have a win under your belt, like let's say you have 4 seasons and 2 wins, versus someone who's like 6 seasons and no wins. I might consider both of them a vet, honestly, but the win can speed up your vet status. But then Jack had a stranglehold on the game. Let's see. They figured it out on the hammock. Claire and Derek, they just didn't say it. Derek had a chance to Claire had a chance to change Tiffany's noms, kept them the same. And then Claire had that scene. Maybe Derek figured it out, but Claire definitely didn't, because Claire was working with Tiffany up to the bitter end. And when Tiffany was HOH, she was like, I'm safe because this is her closest person. And then when Tiffany told Claire that she had to put her on the block, she was devastated. When she had that conversation, that iconic conversation with her, when she was like, when I came into this house, I had an agreement that I'm not able to put up someone who looks like me. Before jury, they were told during the exit. And it's like, nobody knew that it was specifically the cookout. This is what I'm saying. They might have had an inkling of like, you know what? All the people that are getting out, after a while, they had an inkling of like, all these people that are getting out are not the people of color. but I don't think that they knew how strategic that was until they actually got into the jury house. And then they got the rundown in the jury house. Then they were like, oh, wow. That's why Alyssa was so furious. And like Derek, Derek X, these people were pissed afterwards. If you remember the exit interviews, they're like, I get it, but at the same time, who was the hottest on the trail? I would say Sarah Beth. If y'all remember Sarah Beth. Sarah Beth was not sipping cookout Kool-Aid. Sarah Beth might have had some of the best reads in the house. She just didn't have a good social game. Sarah Beth was kind of Catherine-ish. They were like, why aren't you putting up Big D? Pissed that they got outplayed, basically. That makes sense, but Derek, Melissa, and Claire knew maybe not the plan. The plan is really what I'm talking about. Like, even if you looked at things and were like, you know what, they're not putting up black people. I just don't think that any of them were aware of how much strategy went into the black people not going home. Melissa. Yeah, that's what I thought. She didn't like X either. She loved her some Kyland, but she was not an X fan. Back to the "we'll be right back" screen. All right, y'all. I'm surprised this has even lasted this long for the percentage that it's on. Any last words? I'm gonna be on here like another 2 to 3 minutes. What do I want to put on before I go?
Shout out all my dogs at the crib. Shout out all my dogs at the crib. Shout out all my dogs at the crib. Shout out all my dogs at the crib.
Oh my goodness. You know what I just realized how badly I missed? When I saw Cam, I did not talk to him about shout out all my dogs at the crib. I was so unprepared for season 26 cast because I really had not much to say to any of them. The only person I spoke to at any kind of length, I spoke to Chelsea for quite a while the first night. And my conversations with the rest of them were mostly very short. I had like a good, decent conversation with Leah and also Leah and somebody else, T-Core. But the majority of those two conversations were not about the game at all. Normally, I mean, I don't know if most of you realize I'm very meticulous about when I go to these events because I remember the first couple of times when I went to reality TV events, I was just kind of starstruck in a sense of I was just like, wow, this is such and such person. So I was just one of those, hey, can I get a picture type of people when I went to the events. Then I started coming with some things to say. And then I realized, asking them generic questions, they'll give me a 2-second answer and then move on to the next person. So then I was like, when I went to Big D's birthday party, that was the first time that I was like, let me think of something maybe different or thought provoking to say. And I planned what I was going to say before I even got there. And then the conversations that we had were much better and because of the questions that I was asking. And so for most everything that I go to, I'm like, these are the people I want to talk to, and these are the things I want to say when I see them. But for season 26, I winged it, and that's the reason why I didn't have too many conversations. If I could go back, there's still not much that I would have to say, to be honest with you. I spoke mostly to the main one that I wanted to meet, which was Chelsea. So Derek and Claire won the Amazing Race. Boo. Oh yeah, Kai and Big D locking lips. She was mega bussing. Shout out to Turner. She was mega bussing. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Good night, Jazz Lady. Good night, everybody. I'm on 2% now. My phone actually gave you guys another 20 minutes, and I would have stayed on here longer because honestly, I'm cool. There's people on, even though it's 2:40 a.m. in my time zone. I'm not. I took a nap earlier, so I'm not that tired. But I also have to be up in like 4 hours or so, which is normal for me. Getting 4 hours, 3-4 hours of sleep. But what I'm saying is if the phone had more of a charge or if my charger reached further from where it is, I would probably just plug it in and keep going. But I need to go. So I'm going to talk to y'all tomorrow. Please make sure, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, notification bell.
You are now tuned in to Mindful Reality, the channel that covers reality TV from a mental health perspective.
What's up, family? It's Mimi from Big Brother Season 25, and you are now tuned in to Mindful Reality with Mark. I need for y'all to stop what you're doing and make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe because the math ain't mathin', okay?